all you thoughtfully made people out there. It's Courtney Morrison with Made Architecture and Design, back with another weekend review. So last weekend was Family Day on Saturday, and then on Sunday we went to church, and I took a last minute opportunity that afternoon to go play golf with a good friend of mine. And so that was the weekend. On Monday, I went and had a meeting with the owner who is doing the attic build out with the dormers. I talked about this in my last video where the dormers weren't framed correctly, so I went and met the owner and the general contractor there on Monday, talked through what I thought needed to change, pointed out to him where it was different than what was in the drawings, and the expectations that it would look like the drawing. So they remediated that this weekend, and I think all is well there. And then I had a meeting that morning with the interior decorator for the house I'm working on down near Dunwoody Country Club, and we went through some changes and some things like that she had gone over with the owners, and so updating drawings based on that. It was a good meeting. It didn't take too long, but it was thorough, and so that house it's a lot of scope. There's a lot going on, and so it's good to have those sit-down meetings with her. And then on Tuesday, I did the financial review for February. Looked back at the month, reconciled the books, updated my projection spreadsheet, make sure our revenue is tracking where it needs to be for the year, and that the pipeline is full and getting fuller. On Wednesday, I had coffee with a friend of mine who has invented an automated wine pouring system. It's called Vino Barrel, and I think it's really cool. I'm really not a wine drinker, but I also don't know that I know anybody who has invented something. And so it was really cool. Sit down with him, talk about his business, where it's going. It's a startup, and he's really just trying to pursue all the opportunities that he has and look for new opportunities and things like that. So it's pretty cool. If you guys get a chance, look him up. Vino Barrel is he's on Instagram, and like I said, it's pretty neat. And so it's good to sit down and talk with him. I also worked on the modern house project that I have down south of the city. I am making some changes there. I'm going to have a meeting with the owner and general contractor next week, and we're going to talk through some of the changes in the updated design and things like that. So got to get that done. And then I put out a proposal for as-built measuring for the grocery store project that I have. We've gone back and forth a good bit, but finally put the proposal together, got that out, and hopefully am waiting on them to respond and set a timeline for getting that work done. And then I put together an additional services request. So in this case, so I have this hardware store out in Decatur, and the owner had originally said they wanted me to hold the civil contract and to coordinate the civil engineer. And, there was a markup on the civil engineer's contract that would give me fee for coordinating them. So I agreed to do that. That was fine. No big deal. After a little bit of back and forth, they decided to hold the civil contract directly. Fine. No big deal. But I asked, do you still want me to coordinate the civil engineer? And they said yes. So I issued an additional services proposal to handle that scope of work. So I got that taken care of. I also worked on some social media stuff, and I just got to say, AI is wild. I'm recording these videos, and I'm using a software called Opus Clip, which takes these long form videos, chops them up into small shorts, and publishes them automatically on YouTube or Instagram or a number of other places that I could tell it to post. And so really, I'm just amazed of what it's able to do. And in this case, it took the video, it suggested some AI B-roll, and I clipped in some things. And so I don't know if it's like, stellar content necessarily. I'm just amazed that it could even do it at all. And so that was pretty fun. And then I have family who arrived on Thursday afternoon to stay with us through the weekend. And so that'll be most of the weekend time, or most of the weekend time was spent doing family stuff. On Friday, using AI again, I have a client who runs a nonprofit, and they're applying for a grant, and they asked if I would give them a letter of support. They gave me some boilerplate stuff that they wanted included in the letter I thought would be good to include in the letter. I took that, copied and pasted it into Perplexity, told it to make it more concise and write it in my voice, took what it turned out, made a few little tweaks, put it on my letterhead, and sent it to them and said, hey, look, if you want this done differently, let me know, and I can dress it up or down, whatever it is. But I thought again, AI is wild. I thought it did a great job. I was really, really surprised. And it took something that I wanted to do and desired to do. But really, if I would have had to write that from scratch, even with the boilerplate information, editing it and thinking through every word and being meticulous about it, it would have taken me a long time. And so with this, I was able to do it very quickly, give them what they need, and tell them, hey, look, if you need me to revise it, I'll gladly revise it. And so that was awesome. I, again, really trying to figure out ways to implement and use AI in my workflow on a regular basis. And so with that as well, I've said this before, I have an idea. What I want to do is put together a question and answer fee, builder. And so I've been working with AI to give it kind of a structure of fees. If you go to architecturalfees.com, I sent it to that website. There's a chart on there that gives fees or fee breakdown based on complexity and budget. And so, and there's a lot of other information on there as well. And so to see if I can make this work, I gave it that. I think I'll end up developing my own fee structure, but I started with that and then said, ask me questions that'll help you determine, what a fee for this project type should be. So I'm just refining that as a tool, because ultimately what I want to do is be able to take out the emotional side of making fees. And so, I'm making progress on that. This is an idea I've had for a while. I've asked various people about it to see if they could help me, and we've made some progress using Excel, but using AI so far has been the furthest that we've made it. And so really I want it to be an interactive thing that it asks me questions and clarifying questions, and some of those questions I tell it to ask, and some of them it mines off the web or whatever it is. And so really I just want it to be a tool and something that's reliable for me, and really something that I could basically give to anyone, say answer these questions, and it'll give you the fee. And so I'm excited to be making progress on that. And then I had a call with a prospective client that I think went really well. And so we'll see. It's they're buying a building and they want to build it out as kind of a restaurant pool hall type space. It's a pretty unique concept, I think. I won't really say too much about it here, but hopefully that'll go forward, and I'm really looking forward to working with them. And then we went to my daughter's school to be mystery readers, where we come in on a Friday. The kids don't have any idea who's coming, and we show up and we read books to the class, and it was awesome. My daughter was so surprised and super pumped, and we don't get to see her obviously in her school setting there, and so it was really nice to see her with her classmates and in her classroom and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. And then Saturday, Sunday, like I said, we have family in town, and so we spent time with them. So that's really all we've got for this week. If you have any questions about who we are, what we do, how we do it, please ask them in the comments below. I would love to respond there, or perhaps even in a future week in review. That would be a lot of fun to interact with you guys there. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help. We're trying to be more diligent about putting out more content, and so subscriptions and likes will go a long way for that. So we really appreciate that. In the meantime, you guys be particular